Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of Greece. It is probably the new year for y'all by the time that y'all see this. And it's definitely the new year for us. So, not a guarantee. So, happy 2026. We're going to get started though. Start out here. Let's check our research. I think that's an ATGM, right? The Spike MR. An anti-tank guided missile Spike. Tandem charge missiles to defeat modern explosive reactive armor. Wild. Wild, we say. Alright, so Algeria is the target. I know we have our Marines down here in the south. Definitely need to bump up the production. Here needs to go to this spike. Only 90% reliability is pretty wild for the base production. I feel like that needs work. Pretty crazy. No available factories, which is wild for me. If you've watched any of my playthroughs. We do have an IFB. I'm assuming I made those for these Marine units. Hoplite. Alright. We got the hoplite done. We're in 2024 realm. We're getting some of the good bonuses now. Yes, 10% attack bonus for divisions. But let's focus on the equipment side. We're actually getting good political power. We've got income, obviously, now. I think I'd maxed out all our government spending, too. Except for military. Well, yeah, except for military. This would be 10 to 11, basically. So I need another billion to get that up. We are starting to work on those roads. Economy-wise, probably need another stack ready to go of civilian industries. So let's see where we're going to build factories. I don't necessarily want to start with military production just yet. I'll probably top off some of these places with some military industry. Oh, yeah, we could build a lot of civilian industry here. Get a 15 stack, that's a good amount. Chad, the center of Chad. We got everything annexed. Too. So now we just have these shortages of steel, technology metals, rubber, and light metals that we got to deal with. Planes. I'm gonna have to get planes into position. The hoplite on order. Yeah, we're making that 90s destroyer. I do find that with this new expansion, like, naval production is going to be more important if you're going to try and do like naval invasions to move forces for big um initial troop movements over continents. Only being able to do one naval invasion though is going to be your problem because you can only naval invade one tile. They're still going to have airborne forces and somehow sneak out air control like superiority to get good troop movement. That's going to be really difficult to maintain in the game going forward. I'll probably figure out strategies later on, but going into this and the North Korea playthrough without expecting that limitation was not ideal. Because all I was reading on the forum was like, oh, the naval side has changed. Yes, the naval side has changed, but it also changed the invasion side significantly. Which is, honestly, the Navy side isn't that bad. I actually like the Navy side. The naval dominance is iffy. That could just needs balancing, but that naval invasion aspect, that's a struggle. Anyway, we'll get these rail lines done. We get it rail lines built out towards this front line. This is going to be our key moment for the playthrough. I think I'm going to need multiple lines with very, very solid air defense so that they don't get bombed. And also roads here. I need to maximize our output. Do realize I'm slacking a little bit in that area. For resources, radars here. Well, actually, the more radars I'm able to draw on this southern front, the better it's going to be. Air bases. So we have 2,000 planes worth already. More is just going to help that. Try and make sure we got the best we can going down. Really don't care about the fuel reserves as much, but they will be important for long-term wars. Athena to Peloponnese? I can't say that. Peloponnese? It's this. Peloponnese. Peloponnese. That's what it is. There we go. I'm learning. I'm learning, guys. It's a slow process, but it's happening. Like I've heard that somewhere from some documentary about something. Yeah, because Peloponnesian Wars would be down here then. And that was the okay. Yeah. We're good. We're good mentally. 6% unemployment. That means we have full employment basically for us. This is a really good like just spot to be able to grow from. We have enough factories too. Let's check energy. I do need to watch nuclear fuel to some extent, but we're fine for all of these central Greece power plants we're planning on building. Actual fuel gain may not be fine. Let me see what we're trading. Oh, go back. We're trading for 24 oil. That is a bit much. Yeah, so we have this conquest against Algeria ready to go. A long front line, and they have far more units. Let's check what we have recruiting. So all of these are using self-propelled AA, ATGMs, small arms, transport helis. Our limit here is definitely the IFV. But we'll be adding... I'm going to go ahead and deploy all those. That's 25 more. We get to add to this front. So let's look at where they're going to go. 2 here, and then the rest I can dump into this guy. Right, so we'll put 2. I think everything else I'm just going to dump in that one commander, one general's command. Yeah, and then we're gonna go ahead and make sure all these guys have some promotions. I want all these units to be very strong that have survived through the wars so far. A couple of these I forgot to convert. How are we looking on special forces? Oh, wow. Okay. So decommission templates. I'm actually not seeing like a regular special operations unit, which is slightly surprising. I guess it really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna take from this infantry then, and we'll make this a high-end unit. Call this the 2024 Greek Special Operations. So Spec Ops. And we'll make this pretty simple. It'll be an infantry battalion. This is honestly a 30 width right now with good org. I think we have drones and AA. I can add armor and anti-air to a significant sum. Yeah, that adds a lot of armor. And the FPVs, I think, just help the terrain bonuses too much. So this just makes this like a really strong division for having at least one out on the line. I'm going to make, I think, motorized recon companies will help, and then I can have heavy engineers. I don't know if I need artillery so much. Like if I remove this, I don't think it changes. I mean, it is 20, but it boosts org so much. Yeah, I'm gonna remove that down. It doesn't change. It changes the breakthrough a lot. Not having that artillery on there. Soft attack, but you get more hard attack. Lower breakthrough, but your combat width is so small. I think I can use these though to counterattack better. Almost think this 28. Yeah, because I think I can swing these into other. This might be the design. Yeah, we're getting huge bonuses. If I add artillery, what does that do? Lowers a bunch of ranger. Lower urban. Nah, this is what I want. Be bad in the desert, but not too bad. Pretty neutral in plains and desert. But you get huge bonuses in the mountains. Decent in hills. We'll save that. We'll recommission that, and then we're gonna throw those out into the forces. Yeah, so that'll pull equipment. What are we gonna be short? Just manpower. All right, let's add units in. How many am I gonna need? I want to put these. I want at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9, maybe 15. 13 gives us to the cap. I'm fine with that. And then we're losing manpower, right? From this point on. So let's build in Spain some investment opportunities that we can get for renewable energy. I think we have an election, right? All right, cool. We got another Marine. We'll add that to our Marine command. We're not going to attack anyone. I'm not going to send our airborne decisions out yet as far as airborne orders. Mostly due to the fact that it's going to cover what I'm going to try and build with our rail lines here. And I won't be able to click it. Alright, so these rail lines aren't that important necessarily. Like they are actually for productivity growth. I do need these rail lines that we are building right now. But I do want to make sure I have at least one from our front line that we need. So these supply hubs here are far more important to me. Make sure we have Tunis and all of these built up. That's our depth, our defense in depth. And then now we got our AA. air-to-air combat stuff. So let me go ahead and research this while we can. We'll just leave them to be reelected. Whatever happens, happens. What happened to our money, though? We lost a ton of income for almost no reason, from what I can tell. Oh, the EU budget, maybe? Could be a contribution change. This went down while I wasn't really paying attention to it. That is very possible. That changes my military plans, though, for sure. Yeah, and we're getting 700 recruitable pop a cycle right now from 50 million manpower. And I guess we have some African tribes in the desert. All right, so they've got huge stacks of men up here. That's pretty wild. Kazakhstan declared war on Japan. That's a very interesting war to have started. Not one I would have expected. All right, we're getting these roads pumped out pretty fast. That's really good for us. I think if we have better supply lines, that's going to make a huge difference. And from this cert port, or certe, or cert, however this is said, if we have a size 6 line here, we have a size 6 from Terubulis or whatever that is along this coast, and then we can feed off. And then if we just have from Tunis forward, will be great, like golden. That way it'll be almost impossible to bomb us out. And I'm not too worried about the numbers up north. It's these numbers here in this desert. They would be able to push through our line for sure, because we just have infantry. Like, that does concern me. And well, that's a productivity bonus. I didn't need forts right now. I definitely want forts as well. Like, if I'm going to put forts, it's going to be too in-depth right along this line of contact here, and then I also would not want them to push from here. And then depth, so this is the back line, and then this part here is pretty much a bottleneck of weakness. And then if we were going to hold out, you'd want to hold out here in the mountains and the forts. All right, so there's a seat open in the EU right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get all these forts kind of laid out. I'm probably not gonna build them all, but it's fine to have them there, ready to go. All right, so EU, President of the European Council or European Parliament? Yeah, we can go for either. And I do want to go for either of those. Thinking I think we want to be president of the European Council, right? Well, actually, if you're head of that office, do you is this the office that becomes a primary country that founds the European Union or United States of Europe? Is it this one? Oh wow, yeah, that's a point three. Oh, I definitely want that office. I don't know how the president thing works, so yeah, so parliament here. There's no agenda. Council voting, Euro Navy. Got improved tandem charges done. So we're early researching some of our anti-tank guided systems. And look at our rail line getting built out. That's good. And then for a southern conflict, how do we stand? We'd pretty much be golden. Yeah, so if I want everything to work out, I want to have this to be a size 6 all the way here. I would want that built out. Yeah, and we're going to need a supply hub even right next to it. Bump all that up. Those are huge increases to get for supply. The very tough to supply areas. Yeah, see, as they move their army, like, can we focus on making someone vacate? Is that possible? Doesn't seem like it is. Oh, did I move up the I did not. I can. Like glitchy. Hold up. I'm gonna decrease priority and increase that one. It's all bugged out. I have to get that supply hub. Yeah, look at the bonuses for special forces attack and grace periods. Those are hugely advantageous. We're just short men. All across the board, we need men. Then, now that I've got the order down, let's go ahead and kick those up again. We'll get all this right. And they're trying to build a rail line out as well at this exact moment. Yeah, because if they can supply this, they can push right into our line and kind of split us in half. Airfields. Looks like... Let's check our air superiority here. The light fighters. There is a space up here. I think we're probably going to want to pull everything from these front lines that way. The Libya side and Sahara side we need to look at. Right, so I have a size 300 airfield here. Ooh, what do we got? We got light fighters. You got the Spartan. We have like 100 of those. Those are pretty good. We don't have enough manpower right now. Get this wall. Look at the rail lines. Tons of rail lines that need to be built. I may not go on that first declaration if our infrastructure is not there. I could see that being a bad move. Yeah, because they're... I'm going to be honest. They have enough units, mechanized units. They can just spearhead through. They have more mechanized units than we have foot soldiers here. Because our battle plan is purely going to be, can we hold this front, get our airborne units in the back to disrupt their supply lines. That's the whole plan. Let's put fighters down. Dang. Never mind. How's the recruiting? Oh, we finished satellites. Alright. We can hop over here, get more workers freed up. I can't do anything with the planes. Yeah, the workforce... Sorry, not just the workforce. It's the manpower problem, the infrastructure problem, the units, just quantity with them stacking as many as they are. Plus, yeah. Let's check on spies too, how they're doing. All right, I'm liking our build up though. I don't know who's gonna declare war on us here, but I don't know where that. Oh, it's this. Okay. Yeah, so 2nd of February so we got like 6 months to make massive overhauls to the situation. Looks like we're out of time though, so let's go ahead and check the ledger real quick and get all the closing stuff done. So, yeah, are we on the front page now? Kind of. We're right there with the US leading the way right now. Industry wise, we're moving up in the world. Somehow the Philippines are absolutely destroying in this playthrough. Army wise, this is where it gets very interesting that Algeria has a much bigger army. They have almost twice as many battalions as us. So I'm curious if they can keep that going. Yeah, so with their army being that big, I am a little reluctant to just jump into a war, even if you're not totally ready. So we'll just have to see if we can make it by the timer limit. If not, we may end up just declaring again until we get all these rail lines built out. Until we get our manpower up and rail line situation figured out. Artillery, anti-tank guided missiles, we have plenty of. Oh my god. That is not our problem. Our problem is definitely going to be here with our weak planes. We have a fair amount of surface-to-air missiles, but no production of them. But anyway, that's kind of where our deficits are, and that's what we're trying to rectify here. So with our conquest. Anyway, I'll catch everyone on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year if you're catching this on like at release. Thank you.